This is the Chab Dog Sports Talk Show. We're ADHD hosts that are OCD about our sports. Host Brandon Chabner brings you Eric the Well-Read, Frank the Tank, and Boston Mark for sports talk that's breaking news everywhere else. Now here's your host, Brandon Chabner.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of Chab Dog Sports Talk. We're on each Sunday from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific Time, brought to you by Chabner Law, serving Southern California's transactional legal needs, and by Chab Dog Sports Blog for your headier sports headlines and biting sports commentary. All right, we're now entering the realm of the Concubine quarantine show, and boy, we're gonna get ready for some quarantines, I guess. How are you, Eric? I'm here with
my advice to you,
Eric Silva.
Start drinking heavily.
Yes, I thought of that myself, but I don't like to drink, so I can never really bring myself to do much of that.
No, it's just not your way.
No.
Chab Dog.
Maybe you... Yeah, I always marveled at some guys that could just sit down with a six-pack and down a six-pack without even thinking.
Me too.
Are you one of those guys?
Not a six-pack, no. No, and not that quick. No, I could do maybe a few ounces of tequila in an evening, but that's not over an evening.
Everybody's got their drink of choice, but I just don't enjoy getting drunk by myself. Mm-hmm. There's nothing very...
Oh, I don't mind. Oh, I like
that. For me,
that.
It just doesn't...
I've got no problem with that.
Because there's too many negatives. The next day I've got a hangover, and can cause me stomach disturbance. You don't want to know the whole thing, but it's really... my body is not cut out to be a drinker.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
I gotta agree with that. I'd rather be stoned, drunk, and stupid.
There we go. much healthier.
Yeah.
So you're calling this the Concubine?
It comes from China.
Yeah,
Does it
comes from China.
It doesn't have any personal application to me right now, but no, I mean, I saw the movie Nice Dreams last night, Cheech and Chong.
Yes,
I
of
saw
course.
some of those clips, and
Great movie.
so I started thinking about dreams and what would be nice for some men who really need this option. So you don't have right now. There's no option for that on the state directives. It's stay at home with your family.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, whether there's homicidal issues.
You cannot choose option B.
Well, they didn't even give you the option.
He didn't even explain what that was. The guy just said B.
B. Yeah. It could be. Yeah, it could be A.
I was told once on the standardized tests that when you're in doubt, you need to say B.
Really?
That's just the fallback, the default.
Mm-hmm. It's always B.
So we'll just have to dream for now and hope for a return to normalcy, which was coined by. Do you know which president coined that? Which campaign? That was a campaign slogan, a very effective one too.
Taft?
No, Taft just basically wanted to do nothing. He
wasn't the return to normalcy?
No, he was. Yeah, he was the successor to TR in 1908, and but that wasn't his slogan.
Okay.
But you're getting close, very close.
In that era.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't Taft. So it was Warren G. Harding.
Harding.
Yes.
Harding was return to normalcy?
Yes, that was his, and it was a great tagline.
I know
he rode that to the landslide victory. He destroyed some no-name. It was a real no-name guy running against him, mm-hmm. John Davis or somebody that you'll never remember. Mm-hmm. Democrats the country was sick of Woodrow Wilson, and Harding had a nice slogan, and he's kind of a good-looking guy. He wasn't, and he was in support of women's right to vote. Mm-hmm. That was what happened in 1920.
Oh,
and so the female vote really pushed him over the top.
That's right. Was it their first election?
Yeah,
women could vote.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah. Boy,
so that changed everything. That changed everything.
Yep.
No, that was the start of the Roaring '20s, and then it came to a crash.
Prohibition too.
It was,
and the FBI.
FBI. I thought the FBI was in the 30s. I thought.
Yeah, but it came about as a result of what was going on in the 20s, though.
Oh yeah, Prohibition kind of spurred that because of all that illegal alcohol.
Yeah, people are having way too much fun.
The Untouchables.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting that there was. You wonder, was all that black market activity with alcohol stimulative to the economy? Was that one of the things that was driving the Roaring '20s?
Obviously, not all of it. Just as the same way you talk about marijuana today. Is marijuana driving the economy? No, but does it contribute to it? Oh yeah, I think alcohol is the same way. Back then,
it's just when it gets regulated, the government starts to take a piece of it.
Right. Yeah, of course, alcohol.
But
well taxed.
You wonder whether it lowers the amount of overall activity, such that it in that area, such that it turns out to be less of a benefit.
Well, that's not really the point of taxing. Taxing is just revenue.
Yeah, people
are going to do it anyway, whether you tax it or not, and people are going to do it anyway, whether you make it legal or not.
Well, if it. Okay, well, we're getting very philosophical here.
Well, we got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
It's what's latest score here, Chad Dog?
Can't break to the game.
No.
So.
Or we got match game on. Yeah, there's rodeos even gone.
Yes, I love watching Gene Raber and his obnoxious microphone.
Yep. Super long. It's like 3 feet.
Yeah. I wonder what he has to say about that.
He's on commercial now,
so
back to reality here.
Yeah.
Let's get this out of the way. I asked you just a moment ago what things are like in your neighborhood. So
yeah, a lot of cars around, so you can tell everybody's at home. Some people outside, like a lot of people out walking their dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's definitely an excuse to leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
His dog has to.
So Bingo's got a chance to see a lot of dogs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I posted a video of Bingo recently. Did you see that? With me and him at the out with on a walk. I took him on a walk, and we ended up in the barbershop where I was picking some stuff up, and Bingo ran into his good friend Leo.
Yes, I did see the Leo video.
And he was chasing Leo around.
Chasing Leo. I thought, how old is Leo?
11.
Oh, okay. So I thought, boy, here's this dog of 13 chasing
and
this young dog.
Bingo had a lot of pep in his step. He was excited.
He was totally out chasing Leo, that's for sure.
He played those games where he gets on top. He mounts the dog.
Oh, jeez, Chapter.
Yeah, it was kind of sexual. I mean,
maybe just reading into it.
But Bingo's he's a fixed 13-year-old dog.
Isn't that funny?
He's a neuter, so he shouldn't be doing that. But he never lost the urge.
Apparently some dogs don't.
Yeah, he's got
Pedro didn't ever seem to lose the urge either.
His concubine is an Easter bunny.
That's right.
It's a stuffed animal.
What's he call the bunny? Does he have a name for
it? We just call it Bunny.
Bunny. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bingo and Bunny. Every night, like clockwork,
really?
At 8:00, he goes
just
up
takes
there.
It out on that bunny.
He's king. He's the king of that thing.
Uh-huh.
So
that's the joke.
But he likes, I did find out. It was just officially confirmed that, hey, I have to say it. My dog is gay.
Well, no, I think he's bi.
He's bi because Bunny's a woman, but Bingo likes unfixed male dogs that are about his size.
And then there's space docking where you take a shit in a girl's pussy.
It turns him on.
Wow. I think he's, you know what? I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to say that given that he's older, he's hallucinating things, and he thinks that these boys are hot chicks.
He thinks they're chicks.
He thinks they're chicks.
Yeah.
So he's straight.
And well, let's face it, the opportunities for him are few and far between.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the rabbit. Really,
He's always he smells some hormones and he goes nuts.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I know there was another dog in the neighborhood, similar situation. If he smelled this dog, he couldn't see him, but he smelled him around the corner. He went nuts.
That's called bestiality.
Very good.
Good old Phyllis Diller.
Oh,
loved her.
Yes. Feel free to throw in. Eric has more sound bites today for everybody, so feel free to throw those in whenever.
I'm a neurotic nerd who likes to sleep with little girls.
Who's that, Chub Dog? Who's he describing?
Well, that's Woody Allen.
Oh. How do you know that?
A
You
neurotic.
can't talk about anyone.
A neurotic nerd.
Who likes to sleep with little girls.
Where'd you find that?
It's Rainier Wolfcastle off of The Simpsons from 20 years ago. This is Rainier Wolfcastle with a weapon as well. See, that's my kind of America. That's why I want to get back to normal.
Return to normalcy?
Yeah.
That's your idea?
Well, that was, 2 weeks ago, I mean, yeah.
This is normalcy, something like Match Game. People looking happy,
1977.
relaxed, wearing turtlenecks and sport jackets. Look at Richard. Look at Richard. He looks so 70s. So that's Joyce Bulifant, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And who's the woman on the left?
They call it haircut of Tony. Is that Tony? That blonde cut?
I don't know.
Oh, look at her cut.
Very 70s.
So,
Deborah Lee. Who's
Deborah,
that? What was her? Why would she be famous? Well, like, what did she do?
I think she did bit parts in TV shows, sitcoms or whatever.
Maybe like Laverne and Shirley or something, or
Rhoda. I don't know.
She kind of has a chipped tooth. There's Dick Rowan up above and Brett Summers.
Brett Summers, yeah.
Oh,
she's Broadway, right?
I don't know what she is. She's just Match Game. Like
because Charles Nelson Riley, he was Broadway. We did research on him. So my neighborhood, Chab Dog, it's been pretty much the same. I go down to the beach. There's people walking along. There's people riding their bikes. I mean, not as many. The parking lot is half as full, but there's still people out enjoying.
I went on a bike ride yesterday along the beach, and
you really
there were
done
people.
That,
There were people out. Oh, that was not social distancing.
Well, you're taking a too big a risk. Somebody might ride up and fall on you.
I might get into an accident or something.
Yeah.
Somebody might sit down next to me less than 6 feet away.
That's right.
Which actually happened, and I had to get up and leave.
Wow.
I felt bad.
So maybe how is it that person didn't get the memo about social distancing?
Because he was older, I think.
Oh, really?
And maybe doesn't listen or read.
Really?
I'm not sure.
And
he's just totally oblivious to this rule, and he just, for some reason, he decided to pick the spot on the bench next to me.
Wow.
And so I just kind of politely got up and walked away.
Uh-huh.
It's so depressing. I didn't even feel like saying anything.
No, I get it.
But there were a bunch of people out yesterday. People are, it's not like that scene in Florida. Did you see that on Facebook?
No.
There was a picture of Miami Beach or something, or one of those beaches in South Florida.
I saw that. I saw a picture there. It was full. There was all these kids out there partying in short bathing suits.
Yeah, it was just they're acting like it's spring break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that. I'm not seeing that action. That's not. It
wasn't at all like that
no,
here.
Nothing like that.
No.
When I say there's people on the beach, I mean
they're just walking around.
Yeah.
And pretty much there are a few people on the beach part, but they're very spread
20 feet
out
apart or more, hundreds of feet apart. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So the only unusual thing I had was when I got to the Pavilions, my grocery store here. We had to wait in line for the first time, and the store was full, and it wasn't like there was any issue whatsoever. It was simply they're saying you just so when you're in the store, you got lots of space. Because the other day I was in the store, last week, and I had very little space, and it was definitely well within 6 feet of people trying to get by people in the aisle and slow pokes and just people farting around, and not get in, get it, and get out kind of thing. And so, I again, under the circumstances, I thought it was okay. I mean, do you think it's okay having to wait in line, having to wait 10 minutes to get into a grocery store?
Okay, from what standpoint?
Standpoint that, last week we didn't have to wait in line, now we're having to wait in
line.
line.
I would rather wait in that stupid line and have things in the store that I need as opposed to this bullshit where you're going in, finding empty shelves. That's just ridiculous.
Because somebody's bought 15,000 toilet papers.
Yeah, or tissues or whatever it is. It's just
frozen TV
it's so terrible,
or,
and the stores should have done something sooner. I don't know why they let it get to this point.
Well, they're enjoying strong sales. The shareholders of those
that's
companies
right.
are going to do well.
Yeah, so they want to churn those sales through as fast as possible for as long as possible.
I don't blame them. Yeah, go for it. That's America. That's capitalism. At least, some parts of the economy are going to tank. Other parts are going to soar. That's one of them.
But you're not really losing sales because you're gonna.
Well, they are. They're pre-selling because now these people that have 15,000 rolls of toilet paper. When's the next time they're going to buy? They've bought 5-year supply. Because here's the other thing. These stores also came out this week and said, we're not taking refunds either.
Okay, well then.
So if you changed your mind.
Somebody with police power needs to tell these stores sooner. You gotta curb the, put limits on these purchases because right now people are pissed off and they're kind of worried. It creates a snowball of anxiety. When you're actually worrying about having enough toilet paper.
Yeah, or by the way, how is your situation?
We've got a few rolls, but
okay.
You could see the end in sight, and that's why my wife went early today to try to get it.
Oh, she's out. She's out. Oh, wow. Okay.
I did find 3 boxes.
You're getting low.
I found 3 boxes of Kleenex hidden on one of the shelves.
Oh, that's cool.
So I was a pretty big hero when I came home yesterday.
Did you give me my cheese whiz, boy?
Yeah. Wear them Kleenexes and make it snappy.
Hey, boy.
You got a purty mouth, boy. You're going to do some praying.
Yeah. That was such a great line. Do you remember the movie?
That's Deliverance.
Did you give me my cheese whiz, boy?
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Give me my cheese whiz. No, I'm drawing a blank.
It's Blues Brothers. The tenement scene where Jake and Elwood come back to Jake's place, the flop he's got that Carrie Fisher ends up blowing up the next morning.
Oh, and somebody says that to him.
Yeah. Some guy just playing some, old rubby playing cards.
Oh, I don't remember that scene.
Yeah, it's a very quick scene.
Yeah, one of the ones I missed.
It's one of those phrases that stuck in my mind, because I had a little bit of time on my hands this week, so I was able to go looking for more obscure phrases that get stuck.
How about this one?
Yeah.
From the same movie. How much for the little girls?
The women. How much for the women?
Oh, this one. Orange whip, orange whip, orange whip.
John Candy, rest his soul, what a great guy.
Yeah. So, tell me, any other good movies you saw this week?
Yeah, I went back and revisited part of The Aristocrats. Aristocrats.
Yeah, not the Aristocats.
Not the Aristocats.
What's the Aristocrats about?
Well, apparently that's a joke. It's an industry joke. You ever heard the joke called the Aristocrats? Aristocrats?
No.
Oh, okay. It's a joke.
Okay.
And, well, in fact, we got some time. Yeah.
Pass that. That's over here. Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then this is right there. Yeah, let me
That's the joke.
set this up here because this would actually be good therapy here. Oh, yeah. Nothing's, yes, or there. Give me a sec here, Cheb.
hard for me to deal with. Given my limited coordination range, I need something a little more direct.
So back to the neighborhood was as I cue this up, the neighborhood was really quite calm this week. Everyone was chill. Lineups, we were laughing, we were talking in line. People were, stepping out, and it was a neat interaction. So albeit uncomfortable.
You guys are getting along well with each other.
Yeah,
really coming together as a community.
Yeah. I don't know what this is going to be like, 2 weeks into it, but right now
that's nice.
The initial part was.
It's not.
Really
I am actually starting to talk to some of my neighbors, particularly the men who are now. A lot of them are at home. Actually, most of them are at home.
Men.
We have families in the neighborhood.
Oh yes, of course.
But usually it's for because I'm working more from home. I see more of the women walking around.
Oh yeah.
Not the men who,
because the men are off.
Drive to their offices all the time.
Yeah, they're hanging out with their mistresses and stuff.
The concubines.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Because you had a choice.
They're doing the quarantine. The concubine quarantine.
Where did this go? That's it. The aristocrats. If I can bring this up, there we are. Aristocats.
I remember the Aristocats.
Yeah, I actually saw this at a drive-in when I was a kid. Aristocrats. There we go. And no. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Here's some folks. Yeah, Larry Miller.
Oh, I know Larry Miller.
Martin Mull.
And she is blind. She wasn't blind.
I mean, I know him from movies.
Her.
I just can't remember him. But
a little bit more fun.
One of those faces. That's Kevin Nealon, right?
Taylor. This is
oh yeah, that's the guy from the from Easy Money, Julio.
Yeah,
That's good.
Fast Times. Who ordered the pepperoni and sausage?
It gives her a little bit of 69. Just then there's a blinding spray that covers the entire family. And Grandma rides in on a red bicycle, pisses all over everyone, and says, ta-da! The agent says, that's amazing. What do you call yourselves? And Grandma says, the Aristocrats.
We saw the act, and it just dumbstruck Teller, quite literally. And I can go into the whole thing. The father who played the bagpipes out his ass. The mother who did this whole weird thing with menstrual blood. And, beautiful. But the part that killed us the most was this little cute kid. What was he, about 6 or so? And the kid had this enormous cock. It was the size of, like the size of a bottle like that. And started jerking and jerking and jerking and jerking. And just as he got to the final end, he would just jerk. And the kid had the whole head of his cock blew off. And we said, oh, fabulous. Teller couldn't talk any longer. He was just shocked, dumbstruck.
Yeah.
I had no idea
never
it was
spoke
this.
again. When the kid was also dumbstruck. He also had the head of his cock blown off.
If telling a joke in your own words and creating your own setup, if that can be personalized, then that's a form of writing.
First I come in there and I start loosened up a little bit. Then I start to stretch my face.
Oh my God, this
then I
guy's
like to
hilarious.
celebrate the theater. Comedy?
I don't know who he is, but he's good.
And then Uncle Louie comes in.
What a face.
And then Cousin Eddie, he just came back from Russia with the army. Deutschland, Yugoslavia. I got it.
He's wearing his Italian
and then
shirt.
Aunt Sadie, she comes in and does an acrobatic number.
He's got like
Kind of looks like.
So a guy goes into a
tank
talent
in
agent and he says, hey, dude, check it out. I got a great act. And he's like, it's not a fucking prop act, is it?
I would tell that joke, but as you know, I only work off prompter. So unless I can look in the prompter and see...
something.
I'm sorry, was it fingering the daughter and eating shit out of the grandmother's ass? I'd hate to get something like that wrong because it really seems to be so delicately
Jon
worded.
Stewart in The Daily Show.
Yeah. Now there's a mime.
Psycho mime.
Everyone gets a piece of this. Let me find it. Yeah. Yeah, he's we're laughing at a mime. Using Radio World.
This is really sick.
He's out in the street as well.
This is the most, X-rated mime I've ever seen.
And the talent agent says, that's awful. What do you call the act? Like he wants to know after hearing. Then the name's the important thing.
Which I don't understand why he would say that. I think because it doesn't matter what it's called, because no one is going to book this show.
Where did these people find employment? How did they develop this act? What made them think that this was entertaining?
I mean, it's surprising that they're not all in jail. I mean, and waiting the death penalty. I mean, I think you can put people to death for what goes on in the best versions of this joke.
Because you're probably saying, if you have any sense of human decency, you're saying, well, why didn't he stop then the minute he saw the father unzipping his pants and saying, this is totally wrong? Call the cops. Something horrible's happening. This is a family who are raping their own children and performing bestiality. Why, oh why, is he allowing this to happen? But that's a whole other story.
But anyway, he says, what is it called? Because in a joke, that's what happens. People just say, what is it? There's no
my son has a
legal system at all in play in a joke.
Yeah. And the guy goes, the aristocrats.
He's a big complainer. He's little.
That seems to make the whole joke. The aristocrats.
The aristocrats.
Oh, yeah. That's great. The aristocrats.
I think it's all this.
That's Robin Williams.
For Drew.
Now, how many people do that when they tell it?
Yeah, no, it's very good.
I'm the only one?
All these different
really?
comedians.
Oh, man, I always like
Notice there's no women. Were there any women in there?
I was actually looking for Sarah Silverman. So
what do they do that? Or?
The aristocrats.
The aristocrats. The aristocrats.
Andy Dick.
The aristocrats. Often, I would go, but he's stuck in a
Paul Reiser.
What do you call yourself? The aristocrats.
I love Paul
the
Reiser.
aristocrats. So the people would think that was part of the
Jewish.
joke, that the guy himself got the name wrong, and people would be saying,
you have a lot of Jewish
guys.
Cats and crats. That's one thing we do.
I just had a problem, which was more absurd.
We do humor
you have
well.
a joke that takes 11 minutes to tell, and you don't really understand the punchline.
Comedians.
So it was a bit of a dangerous
we fall
joke.
short.
Lenny Bruce, dude.
Yeah.
But I tell it to you
Rodney
to help
Dangerfield,
others, so
Billy
that the kids who come
Crystal,
after me won't live the horror, the shame
George
that I did.
Burns,
I hate jokes. I can't remember them.
Milton Berle,
I will. Let me ask you this. Are you married to the
Woody Allen.
aristocrats?
Woody Allen.
Naked children, and then they do a sex act, and then they throw up.
Don Rickles.
Don Rickles.
Let's face
sucking
it.
the penis of the guy who's
If you're
fucking
not
me up
Jewish,
the ass.
it's kind of the
I start
exception.
getting contractions and giving birth. The baby starts coming out, and cum starts coming out of the baby's mouth. I mean, come on. Birth, what is more beautiful than birth?
Oh,
this woman comes into his office and she wants representation. She says, I'm the centerpiece. My husband comes out, he bends down,
I
he
know,
goes
I've
down
seen
on
her.
it. We used
I
to have
don't
Grandma
remember.
blowing Grandpa while she had a kazoo out of
What
her
is
ass
she
playing
in?
Begin the Begin. But she claims that these days
Larry
she doesn't
David?
have the
Larry
wind
David.
for it anymore. Personally, I think she's tired of blowing the guy after 54 years. It gets a little tiresome.
The comedians have done it in the way they tell it, but then as you're listening to it, all of your own personal orientations you bring to this joke, and so it's funny for different reasons.
Okay, here we go.
Sure, I could have told it some other way, some scatological bullshit that these boys love. No, I needed the woman's point of view. And you notice, the first sex act was the husband going down on the woman. The man would immediately had a blowjob in there. Grandma, by the way, is a talent, a gift beyond. If she was born in another era, she could have
Joey
been
Bishop,
Liza Minnelli. That talented. But
Liza
because
Minnelli?
she was in the wrong time and place, she ended up
No, she's
playing
Italian.
Begin the Begin out of her asshole.
Well, there are different rules
No,
for
she's-
women, different rules.
This
Men can
woman's
get,
Yeah,
men are
Phil Stiller.
expected to talk dirty, and women are supposed to be ladylike.
You know, they won't take it from Phyllis because that's not Phyllis's demeanor. They'll definitely take it from me because if I don't say cock, they're pissed.
Males have a cruder sense of humor. A female wouldn't ever really create that joke.
I'm sick of women going, it's a guy thing. It's a joke. Funny.
She's
If
Jewish.
funny
I
is a
don't know who
guy
she
thing,
is.
you know what? I'll strap it on.
You know,
She
because
looks
I
Jewish to
go
me.
and I do stuff, and people say, "Why you didn't curse?" So, you know, I'm trying to not to do that. You know, I'm trying to be genteel and shit.
Oh
But
yeah,
it doesn't work
Lisa
for me.
Lampanelli.
So when I would tell a joke like
that
this,
route,
you know, it
that
would be
roast
all
where the
about
guy was
dripping penises, and they'd be pulling the foreskins back and making helmets out of them.
Woody,
it'd be a whole thing.
I mean, Whoopi?
No, Lisa Lappin.
Well, because you already got versions like that.
Yeah, they were. That was a really funny one.
I bet you do.
She's like Bill Cosby.
And the guy said, "That's horrible." The agent said, "That's the horrible, most horrible thing I've ever heard. What could this thing be called? What is this? What is it?" And the guy said, "It's called The Aristocrats."
Yeah, it's been a while.
And then they just blankly looked at each other for a while, and then the agent said, "I'd like to see that actually."
What are you looking for?
Oh, well, I'll put Bob Saget on while I'm
About that big. I believe that's Shanley's joke, I'm pretty sure. When you lift something, it better be a cock. I'm sorry.
Once for Hanukkah, he gave me some slim Tampax. He said, leave them out so guys will think you're really tight.
Here we go. This family, mother, father, and 4 kids. Doesn't matter if they're boys or girls. And they're going to be used anyway as just nothing more than a hole, is what this joke's about anyway. It's about using your kid, you know, they have a paper route to go to school, and then you fuck them. No, that's...
His aim is to get as many disgusting thoughts into sentences as possible.
And the agent goes, well, what do you people do? Father's like, what?
Scatological. Oh, there's...
In Tammy, that my father got very involved with. While he was working, they went on the road with this act. My father was blowing this goat over at MGM, and my mother walked in on them, and my mother just thought that was adorable.
Debbie Reynolds was her mother, right?
Yeah.
The original movie of Singing in the Rain was a huge golden shower extravaganza, but it didn't really get past the censors, which is a shame because there were some wonderful numbers with Mickey Rooney,
his father,
who was huge with fisting. You know, in the early days in Hollywood, it was completely accepted.
I always loved show business.
I saw Debbie Reynolds' movie
a little more inside.
And in a very sort of twisted and warped way, this
was good.
Lang went to Charlie, just the way Mama said
That's Nathan Lane.
I'm going to take the banger to the triangle and cling-a-lang it until
is that Nathan Lane? No, it isn't. Somebody else.
Large
That's the guy
in
I'm going to
take
Sex
that
and the
stretch
City.
it out, and I'm going to wrap it around the microphone cord and fling it over my shoulder.
He's like the boyfriend for that Sanford guy.
I'm singing, what the hell?
Probably. Yeah, I just don't know his name.
And then the rest of the band is going to jump up, and we're going to sing.
He does the gay guy too, man. He does that too well.
And I'm going to shine my shoes at my vagina.
The guy plays the piano. It's the most beautiful song Leon ever heard in his life. He says, that's great. I never heard that song before. And he goes, well, it's an original.
That's always interesting to me.
He goes, I really, what's it called?
A straight guy
called My Dog Was Fucking Me in the Ass While My Cat Was Licking My Balls.
Well, that's
so you know the couple.
really awful. Do you have any other songs?
You know what? I have a wonderful thing I'll play for you. He plays this kind of jazzy tune, and they say, that was great. What was that? And he says,
like, Ate Your Sister's Bloody Tampon.
Says, hey, it's a classy place. Please, no more of that. He goes, oh, fine.
You know, I really like your songs. I want to hire you. So go ahead and play for my customers. But just don't tell them any names of your songs.
Drew Carey.
Self-realization that what their act was would get them absolutely no place.
WKRP.
They call themselves the aristocrats because they're clinging to the very last vestige of respectability.
Absolutely no class, absolutely horrible, but they are in show business and they are aristocrats.
Yeah.
I don't put the aristocrats on my resume anymore, you know? It doesn't take away from, like, my pride. I actually was an aristocrat. It's kind of weird to be a part of that legend. It was my mom, my dad, me, my brother, and my Nana. My father would come out on stage, then music would play, and he would start masturbating. My brother comes out. They do a mutual masturbation, kind of like a dueling banjos. They're holding hands and spin. I stay in a stationary position when the assholes come by, and I lick the assholes. And in one motion, my mother, both pinkies up their assholes as they come. It's pretty spectacular, and it's all about timing.
Like on one level, it's a joke about scatological humor and show business, but on another level, it's about a family.
So this
is about
a pretty long
the hopes and dreams of that family.
My brother has Down syndrome. Did I say that? People might think it's a setback, but really, it's a selling point.
Well, it's a movie.
It's not a handicap. I don't want to say it's a gift.
I'm not really.
We think of it as a gift just in terms of ticket sales, but I mean, we think.
A way that confers upon me some kind of dignity and respect. Maybe that's the reason that this joke is so appealing.
It doesn't work that way.
I've played by their rules for a really long time. I don't want to do it
Taylor
anymore. What are they going to do? Like prevent me from doing a show with the Olsen twins?
I think you're all skirting around this. I think that you should all be aristocrats. The audience, all of us should be aristocrats. A lot of people are contracted into this puritanical idea that we have to get married when we're young and we can't fuck boys and fuck girls. We can do it all. Starfish are bi. Have you ever seen a starfish eat out another starfish? It takes forever. They do it. Close the comedy clubs and open up brothels and bathhouses, glory holes. This is what this country needs. It needs a really tight orgasm. You know, I'm an actor. I was in a lot of TV shows. And I went to this orgy once. I fucked all these people, and somebody whispered in my ear, "You were great on Friends." But, you know, you're not going to have Mary Hart talk about that with me.
Oh, my God.
I just want to take an approach to the joke in my way. I'm the agent, and I'm pitching it, okay? So this very athletic blonde man walks onto the stage in a leather Speedo. He has this slightly sadistic nature about him. He has this fine baby hair all over these very steely pectoral muscles. He has like a treasure trail that goes down, heavy cut man meat, like an 11x7 cock. He's a horse-hung guy. This chick walks out with this rocket body and this artificial rack, and she looks like Carmen Electra, only better. And she starts gently rubbing her pussy. This submissive sissy boy comes out and points at the dick and says, "I want that cock to bust my virgin ass." The chick straps on this dildo and has this really challenging, intense expression on her face and says, "Let me." She starts rubbing him in a very spiritually centered way. Little sissy boy is obviously demanding pussy bottom. He tilts his ass up gently. She starts eating his ass, giving him this rim job royale, as they would say in Pulp Fiction. The big horse-hung dick is now going in the pussy boy's mouth. It's getting face fucked. The girl takes this cock and slides it in her pussy, but and this is going to be in the program, like liner notes, that the girl has trained in that fine geisha way where the pussy would contract to make your vagina pull up on that cock. When you are shooting, it is like...
Okay, we're getting a little too off into the weeds here.
Yeah, I don't want to disappoint you, but I didn't find that very interesting.
Oh,
that stuff is just too dirty.
I just think this movie. I just think this movie is fascinating.
Yeah,
but that's me.
Well, I liked it. A lot of good comedians in there.
Yeah, the whole it's pardon the pun, but it's an inside joke. It's like in the industry. So the movie is about the people in the industry talking about this joke that's sort of a joke of the industry. And that's the whole point of it is, because it is so, you're going boundaries, you're talking about things that you never talk about, almost there's taboo to talk about. Incest, all the subject, I don't have to, we just listen to it for half an hour, you don't have to go into the sordid details. And then somehow making humor out of it.
Yeah.
But Gilbert Gottfried, oh my God, he does a version in this that it brings the house
everything
down.
That he's done is so spot on.
Oh, he's so annoyingly hilarious.
We saw,
Anyway,
we saw him in Beverly Hills Cop, and we could have played he was good in Ford Fairlane.
Yeah,
did you remember that?
And
I don't know what else he was in.
Oh no,
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. Yeah, it was the buddy film. Yeah, Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, I couldn't. I needed to search. I couldn't point you right now to the clip I remember the most.
We'll pull this up for next week.
The one that I remember the most is the parking ticket one.
Oh, the parking ticket. Yeah. This one make it go away.
Yeah.
Something in this end, something in that end.
So
it's from Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop.
We could play you could play the clip about the See a Hands game. That's a great game.
Oh, the which one?
See a Hands game, yeah.
Sure. Let's
This was a playoff game starting the 1974 playoffs.
The Miami Dolphins.
Miami and there's so many good players in this game. I mean, I don't Snake.
Here he is, fading, looking. He's under the gun.
The See a Hands. This is a game. Clarence Davis called triple coverage. Triple coverage. This was 2 years after the game.
What a finish!
And then he was
Not over yet. 27-26 now.
I didn't know how we were going to get it in. I didn't know what we were going to do. I figured we were going to throw. But never did I figure that Snake was going to pull it down and start running and then flip it. That was unbelievable.
He just flipped it. Only the snake could have completed that.
Yeah, triple coverage, literally.
I thought they had him. I thought they had the sack.
That's
all of a sudden, as he was going down, I saw him release the football.
Ball's out.
That ball looked like it was going end over end. And there was no way in hell that anybody was going to catch that thing.
You look at some pictures of that and you think that he just threw it up in there. Then there's one shot where it's from the far end zone. I think it's behind him, and you can see exactly what he saw and what he was doing, and he knew what he was doing.
Amid a sea of hands, Clarence Davis emerged with the football.
Clarence made the play because he wanted the ball more than anybody else, and it was a throw that probably should have been intercepted.
It looked like he might have been lobbing it into the promised land for Miami. But no, Mike Colin couldn't get there. Davis got there first.
I thought I had just a clear interception. I mean, it was just wide open. I had room to put my hands around the ball, and obviously it was at the same time Clarence put his grip on the ball. He was coming toward the ball and had the leverage and obviously a better grip than I had.
The other player.
When you drew up that play, the last receiver that you would throw it to would have been Clarence Davis.
Clarence was a huge heart, great runner, tough kid, wonderful person, worst hands on the team.
I mean, this guy couldn't catch a cold. That's probably the only pass he caught in his career. It's a lousy pass, lucky reception. I've never forgotten it.
Manny Fernandez arrived at the end of the catch.
He just fell on the
As Raider fans stormed the field in celebration, Fernandez was ready to make another late hit.
A Raider fan came on the field. As I was standing there, he came over and he punched me in the stomach, and Manny pummeled him to the ground. And if he wasn't pulled off, Manny would have killed him.
That was incredible. I can't believe that happened, man. Well, I saw when the
Fernandez did that a lot. Sometimes he did that in our locker room. Manny hit people. That's what he did, you know. Manny gets ticked off. He'll hit anybody. Friend or foe, he'll lay you out. He just ticked off at the world.
They're kicking this guy's ass now. Stomping on the guy.
They knew it was the end. This was
With
the end
26 seconds left, the Dolphins had one last chance to land a final punch.
Because they had been to 3 straight Super Bowls.
Yes. Yeah, and they took a break again until, when did they come back again? Was that the Redskins?
Yeah, 1983.
83.
When they played the Redskins, the Redskins beat them.
With, yeah,
well, that's when we had.
Aware of that one.
That was Joe Theismann, right?
Joe Theismann, John Riggin.
That was, some people think that was the best team the Redskins ever had.
I won't go that far. It was good, though. It was very good.
Actually, what about the one in 92?
The 92 team with Rippon, I think, was...
The one that team, that was the best
That was
team.
an indestructible team.
I mean, Rippon was... Mark Rippon wasn't... He didn't even thought of as a Hall of Fame quarterback.
No, but... Nope, not at all.
Didn't matter, though.
Didn't matter.
Because they had the Hogs.
When he was on, he was great. He was fantastic. Yeah.
That team had Alvin Grant, right?
Mm-hmm. And still had... our speedster.
Who?
The guy who tackled Tony Dorsett when he was arrested.
Daryl Grant.
Daryl Grant.
That's what I meant.
Green. Daryl
I
Green.
said, or Daryl Green. I couldn't get it right.
There we go.
That was the guy. That
That's
guy
it.
was
That
money
guy was
on
lights
defense.
out. Mm-hmm.
And they had Riggo. No, they didn't have Riggo.
Riggo was gone by then.
They had, who was the running back?
I was just trying to remember who. It was a good running back.
Timmy Smith? Is that the guy's name?
No, that was the guy.
That was 87.
That was 87. 89.
No, 80. I think 87 was when they beat the Broncos.
Well, maybe it was 87.
Doug Williams.
Doug Williams, yeah. He was the Doug Williams guy.
Joe Jacoby was the other good player on that team.
Jacoby was a fantastic lineman. I'm not sure if Jacoby lasted that long, but
he didn't last until
I think he got 2. He lasted for 2 of the Super Bowls.
And they had Art Monk.
Art Monk's fantastic, but he was gone by 92.
He was gone by 92?
Art Monk? Oh, yeah. There's a whole different team.
I'd like you to pull up, maybe you could pull up the list if
I'll bring that roster up.
Because my memory is, for some reason, I remember the 87 team better.
Okay, well, here, let's...
I know they had Mark Rippon.
Oh, hey, we got
a caller coming in. You're on Chab Dog Sports Talk. Hello, who's this?
Hello, it's Brian.
Brian! Hey, Brian. Oh, awesome. We got Brian on. Brian's from Sports Rock, as you remember. He's the administrator for that site and for countless others. Somehow you get all that work done. Hey, Brian, are you just as busy as you've ever been busy right now?
Busy as I've ever been? Not to say no.
No, because it seems like you got a lot of people stuck at home, maybe not more free time on their hands, more time to look at Facebook and explore, and that's what you do, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm bouncing around, checking group to group. So a bit surprised the volume of activity is not as much as you would expect in the circumstances.
Maybe it's because people are still, trying to get work done from home, and it's because it's a lot of pressure on people if you're stuck at home, still trying to do something to bring something in.
Ernest Biner.
Yeah, that's probably a lot of it. I mean, I do see a lot more posts through my main feed, from all my friends I got out there, and I see a lot of people either doing the political thing or they're sharing the articles, and a lot of them are just sharing positive things of that nature. But in the individual groups, the activity is pretty flat,
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just people are shell shocked. I mean, I think I am. I feel like when I get to the weekend, I'm just trying to not look at things that are going to bother me, so that I can be in the right frame of mind going into the next week.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it.
I think the news media is going to end up taking a hit for this because people are pissed off. I mean, at least I know people are just. I can't watch it anymore. It's too. They're just taking advantage of this situation.
Yeah, I've had it on all morning. I'll admit just to kind of hear what you're right. I mean, it's mostly just negative and bad news, and it's like they realize that all these people you're just making things worse.
Yeah, feeding the hysteria. Let's just feed it.
Yeah, we're watching Match Game 77 in the studio here.
Yeah, that brings me back to a nice place in time. It's like a Happy Gilmore type experience, going to your happy place.
Happy Gilmore.
The 1970s was really a happy time.
Bicentennial.
Are you? Because you're older than us, though, right? Are you older than us?
Chap, don't insult the guy.
No, I'm just trying to figure his ear out.
That's fine. Actually, I'm going to be 63 on March 29th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this guy was 63, so you're 9 years older than me, so you were 1956?
57.
57, yeah. So you don't remember anything from the 50s, right?
Oh, no, it's just like dream states, maybe 2 or 3. I don't think my vivid memories don't recall until I was about kindergarten, about 5 years old.
Yeah, so how about the Kennedy assassination? Do you remember that?
The Kennedy assassination.
Kennedy assassination.
Do you remember anything about that, like where you were? How you learned that? How you learned about that? That's going too far back, right?
Yeah, it is. But I just remember I used to walk to a kindergarten. It was right down the block. We were living in a place called Blackfoot, Idaho.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Tank's from Montana, right?
Mm-hmm. Blackfoot, Idaho.
That sounds like an Indian related name.
Is that in the
south?
south?
It's named after a tribe of Indians out there.
Where is that in Idaho?
Gosh, where is that? It's probably southwest, I believe.
So
southwest, so kind of in the
towards the Nevada border.
The ample bottom part, right? The state's shaped like a foot.
It's a very rustic area.
Yeah, I remember growing up there, and I just remember. Well, I was only there for about a year and a half. It was an interesting story. The reason we ended up there, my dad was in the Navy.
Okay.
I was born in Iowa, but by the time I was 6 months, he was stationed in California. Stayed there for about a year, I guess, and then we lived in Honolulu for about a year.
Oh, gee, what a shame.
In '59, and before it was a
pretty
state,
exciting.
One of my sisters was born there, actually. Mm-hmm. And then he got sent back to California, and then he got into the nuclear energy program. So they had the facilities for training, I guess, in Idaho there.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad got himself enrolled in school there, and about 2 years, about 18 months, he had to go to this special training, and he got deployed. That resulted in him being sent he got to be working on the USS Enterprise, first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier.
Mm-hmm.
And that was out of Virginia, so we were living in Virginia for about 2.5 years. Back in, this would have been about 64, 65, 63, 64.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And,
you ever go to any Redskins games? Remember the Redskins of that
I got
time?
to go aboard the aircraft carrier as a guest. They had family days or whatever you want to say.
All right. You
Take
got to
a
go
little
on a
cruise out to sea.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had some pretty interesting childhood memories, different places.
Well, in Idaho at that time, the focus, the Navy, there were a variety of nuclear research projects going on, but as I understand it, the pinnacle of it was creating a nuclear rocket engine, and they were working on building a nuclear engine there, and they had some mock-ups there in the Idaho labs. Did you ever hear that, Chabdog?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
There's a place called Atomic City. And that's near where you were. I know the spot where you're at there because I used to go through. I used to do a lot of camping and hanging out in Idaho because I thought it was just a beautiful state, beautiful place. And then I was surprised to find this links to the to atomic history. There's some great labs there.
Yeah, he was one of those guys that worked in the engine room.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, with a nuclear powered aircraft carrier, he had to know something about that.
Oh, for sure.
It wasn't your regular old. He just worked at the boilers themselves, but of course they were being powered by a nuclear reactor.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, better know what you're doing if you're doing that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was always say. Well, I learned a lot about the nuclear industry from him, thanks to all that. So I was always fascinated with learning stuff, I guess, when I was a kid there. So, but he did mention one time when I started building the, commercial facility. He said, "Yeah, that's really the way to go." And he was saying this back in the early '70s. And he goes, "The problem is that they turn it over to civilians. The Navy, the military didn't mess around. they took their time and were very, very overly careful." But unfortunately,
yeah, I know. I would trust them to do a good job on that. I'd trust them more than somebody in just a regular citizen.
Yeah.
So you must have. Did you major in something relating to engineering or mechanical engineering? something kind of like that? No, nothing technical.
I just kind of cruised through school for the most part. Then probably when I was about 9th grade, I started to take school a little more seriously. But I had all kinds of knowledge. I was okay at math, but I was always fascinated with history and science. And I did quite well in most of those grades. I was doing I did all the shop classes, the wood shop, metal shops, all that good stuff in high school. I was probably lining up a career in metal, but then along came an opportunity. My high school, my senior year, had a program with Ma Bell to train operators.
Oh, you love Ma Bell, Eric.
I love Ma Bell.
That's Eric's thing. He's all into the Bell
Basically,
companies.
I took a semester class that taught me how to be a 411 operator. Passed it and guaranteed a job. So 2 weeks out of high school, I started working for Ma Bell as an operator. One of the few males at that time, by the way.
Oh, you were the guy on the switchboard?
Yeah.
The Bell System, people using technology to help keep down costs and improve service, keeping your phone system the best in the world.
There you are.
Yeah. I worked for them for 22 years, actually.
Wow.
Well, not just the operator, but also all kinds of other office jobs and clerical work for 22 years.
Wow. So did you get stock in the company?
Yes, I had stock in the company.
Oh, nice.
Had a nice savings program. I'm currently pulling in I took it out early, but I'm getting a monthly pension from them now.
Mm-hmm. You are getting a pension?
Yes.
Good. That's nice to hear, man. Brian does a lot of reading. He knows a lot about presidential history, and I like that because when I do these posts on the presidential elections, I get some very nice, good feedback, helpful feedback, and he's on top of it, and so we have a good interchange with that. Have you seen any of that stuff?
I'll make a little more note of it. I haven't. That sounds like fun.
I posted something about the 1976 election, and Brian, made the point about Ford. Yeah, that was a good point you made about Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had thought that he was the only one that never got elected, but you're right. I realized there was a couple other vice presidents stepped in, but never actually got elected.
Actually, I don't know, like that, because the vice president, is elected like the president's elected in the election. So, but in 1970, in the case of Ford, he was appointed vice president, right? Because somebody else, Spiro Agnew was gone because he had to resign.
Agnew.
Yeah.
He had to resign.
Agnew. Agnew was disgraced. Yeah.
The corrupt Spiro Agnew, and so
Maryland.
So Ford's picked to replace him, and then he becomes president when Nixon resigns. So nobody ever elected him.
And then
I think that
still stands as the only one that was never actually elected at all.
Yeah,
the other guys at least were elected as vice president.
There might have been a situation or two where a VP was appointed because the existing VP had to resign or something. I don't remember exactly, but that person never ended up running for president.
Now, Gerald Ford was an elected official. He was a senator from Michigan. He had been for many years at that point.
Yeah, and then the election happens, and that was actually a pretty close election, because if a couple of states that barely went to Carter had gone to Ford would have. Actually, it might have been that he might have been. There's a scenario where he wins with 269, but he needs 270. So because of that, it would go to the House, and they'd have to vote on it, which it's only happened once before. So
I remember that one because that was the first election I was just old enough to vote in, and I did vote for Carter. Yeah. I saw time for a change, and I didn't know a whole heck of a lot about stuff at that time, but I was always given it was always suggested to me that you try to go with a change if things aren't going the way you like.
Yeah, and the 76, that was like, the economy was kind of tanking then, right? And we're just...
we had the oil crisis thing going on.
Yeah.
With the OPEC,
End of the Vietnam War, officially.
War was finishing up,
Or had finished.
I just missed the draft by weeks. I mean, so when I turned 18, when I went and saw my counselor and inquired about it, they weren't taking any more registrations at that time.
Gee, what a shame.
So you're saying you got a little lucky.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right.
Show Dog, we're at that time of the show.
Oh, which time of the show?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock? Oh. Well, I hope you stay on. I think we're going to get Frank Fleming on in a few minutes.
He's going to be calling in a few minutes. We're going to take our break.
Yeah. So just
him coming in.
I'm good. I'm good today. I can hang with you guys.
Yeah.
Very good.
We'll pick up on that stuff in a few minutes. Give us. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yep.
All right.
Yo, the summertime is winding down, so it's time to go ahead and get that fall wardrobe together. Check out the new fall line from Defy Life Gear. It's got all new designs, jackets, socks, and you gotta check out the brand new alternate logo. We also got sweatshirts for all the podcast gear you love so much. So go ahead and visit www.defylifegear.com. That's www.defylifegear.com to get your gear today. And remember, Defy Life, lifestyle, defiant. It's defylifegear.com.
The law office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, pre-litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at bchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
Like Chabdog said that he was 100% right.
He can take all comers.
We're gonna hit the head.
Oh boy.
Excuse me, sir. What are you doing?
I'm all set.
Did you take that book with you into the bathroom?
What do you want to hear? $100 this thing cost me. I got news for you. If it wasn't for the toilet, there would be no books.
Yeah, I understand Gutenberg used to spend a fair amount of time in there.
They're selling coffee, bran muffins. You're surrounded by reading material. It's entrapment.
French Impressionist paintings?
I find the soothing pastoral images very conducive.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'm going to go back there later and return it when there's different people working. Yeah, I need to return this book.
I'm sorry, we can't take this book back.
Why not?
It's been flagged.
flagged?
It's been in the bathroom.
It says that on the computer?
Please take it home. We don't want it near the other books.
Well, you just lost a lot of business, because I love to read.
French Impressionism. Oh, I love this. Now, what is the problem with this book?
Nothing.
How much do you want for it?
You know, I could let it go for, say, 125.
Leo's furious. What is that doing on the table?
Jerry, simmer down.
I'm not eating anything in the vicinity of that book.
What is wrong with this book?
Simmer.
That book has been on a wild ride. George took it into the bathroom and
This is the best, man.
May I ask,
I've had personal experience.
what do you
with
read
books like
in the
this.
bathroom?
I don't read in the bathroom.
Well, aren't you something?
You want to donate this to charity?
Well, I assume there's some sort of write-off.
What's the value of the book?
About $200, Mr. Mooney.
It's de Mornay. Rebecca de Mornay. Oh, wait a second. This book has been in the bathroom.
What are you talking about? That's ridiculous.
It's been flagged. I know. I used to work at a Bertano's. Mister, we're trying to help the homeless here. It's bad enough that we have some nut out there trying to strap them to a rickshaw.
All right, I'll just take 50. Do we have a deal?
Yeah. And here it is. You get your toilet book out of here, and I won't jump over this counter and punch you in the brain.
You really feel like
the
the
merchandise.
in the bathroom is changing my life, you know?
What are you doing here?
I can't sell the book. It's been marked.
Certainly has.
Part of the natural registry of toilet paper.
So I'm going to steal another one, then I'm going to return it. That way, everything is even.
You defile one book, steal another, ask for your money back, and to you, that's even.
I'm going in.
Did you want to speak to the manager?
Yes, my Uncle Leo was caught shoplifting here the other day.
Yes, Uncle Leo. I remember him. I'm sorry, our policy is we prosecute all shoplifters.
I would have done
Oh, come on, he's just a lonely old man. All old people steal.
I would have
That's
done
right.
it differently.
That's
no.
why we stopped carrying batteries.
I would have solved the
Look,
problem.
I'll be honest with you.
differently
We've had a
than
lot of trouble with theft lately, and my boss said I have to make an example of someone.
So it could be anyone?
I guess, as long as we catch him in the act.
That guy swore!
Oh, no. Oh, gee. How could Jerry sell him out like that?
I missed that. Why did he do that? Oh, did you want to play Ass Man?
Yeah, let's play
We
Ass
have
Man.
time to
over
play.
here.
We're going to play one more Seinfeld for you. It's the famous
It's this.
Oh, yeah.
Ass Man.
Ass man? No, these don't belong to me. I'm not the ass man. I think there's been a mistake.
What's your name again?
Cosmo Kramer.
Cosmo Kramer. You are the ass man.
No, I'm not the ass man.
Well, as far as the state of New York is concerned, you are.
Oh. Did you get your new plates?
Oh, yeah, I got my new plates. But they mixed them up. Somebody got mine, and I got their vanity plates.
What did they say?
Ass man.
Ass man?
Yeah, ass man, Jerry. I'm Cosmo Kramer, the ass man.
Can I help you?
Yeah, Dr. Cosmo Kramer, proctology.
Oh, okay, sure, Doctor.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good day. I just can't get over how fantastic you look. Oh, really? Oh, this takes 20 years off. And it was all done by laser. I don't even need bandages.
Yo, ass man! Look at the ass man!
Did he say ass man?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
You got that straight?
Boy, I never dreamed it could make such a difference.
Put his hand up.
Kramer made a pass at me.
Kramer made a pass at you? You're crazy.
I'm not crazy. He stopped short and made a grab.
He stopped short? That's my move. I'm gonna kill him.
No.
Ashman. I'll give him Ashman.
Mr. Costanza,
Where's your friend Kramer?
I don't know why.
Because I'm looking for him, that's why. He stopped short.
What do you mean?
Tough guy.
In a car with my wife. He stopped short. You think I don't know what that's about? That's my old move. I used it on Estelle 40 years ago. I told everybody about it. Everybody knows. I stopped short.
Really? Stopping short? That's a good move.
You're not kidding. It's a good move.
Hey, Frank.
Don't frank me. I know what you did. How dare you stop short with my wife?
Frank, relax. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Think I don't know? Ashman! To think I almost split the profits on the man's ear with you.
Bro.
Man's ear! Bro! Man's ear!
God.
Proctologist.
If I wasn't there, I wouldn't have believed it.
What did he do to himself?
They say this guy's the best.
Fell on the statue.
Oh, so he
had to use corkscrew pasta.
Jerry, come here. Take a look at this. The name on the boat. Look at it.
Assman.
Yeah, he's the ass man.
Jerry, he's the Assman.
Which one is the son?
I am.
I'm Dr. Cooperman. I just want you to know that this won't take long,
That's why
and he's going to
called
be
the
fine.
Assman. And of course, the doctor.
Excuse me. You didn't by any chance just recently get the wrong license plates?
Yes. I'm still waiting for the Motor Vehicle Bureau to straighten it out.
So, you're the ass man.
Oh, man. It's funny every time.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Chab Dog, we're back, and we have a caller.
Okay, so we're talking with Brian Keller of Sports Rock, and do we also have
Frank Fleming, Sports Encyclopedia?
Okay, Frank, you're on. How are you doing?
I'm tired. I'm sleeping in weird hours now. It's getting terrible.
Why would you be sleeping? Why would your sleep patterns be different?
It's just I try to lay down. I can't lay down. I wake up and then I finally get tired, and that's why I'm very sleepy right now. I wish I was still sleeping.
You got to get on some proper medication, like some. You could take some melatonin. That's over the counter. That would stabilize you.
It might help.
I'm lost. So basically, there's some nights I'm awake to like 7 o'clock in the morning, and then I finally get to sleep to like 7 to like.
Yeah, because you're not on a normal work schedule. Yeah.
Today I slept for about an hour, and I woke up. I had breakfast. I started cooking corned beef.
Yeah, corned beef. I saw I showed that Chab Dog.
Yeah.
And now I finally fell asleep for 3 hours. Now I'm here, and I wish I was still sleeping. I want to sleep for another 2 hours at least. That's why I didn't really want to come on today. I'm exhausted.
Oh, but we had to. It's once a week, and since you're not doing Tank's vlog anymore, except when you opened up the box of sadness.
The box of
sadness.
Vlog about? I can't vlog about anything. There's no sports.
Well, we got a little bit of tidbits to talk about. I mean, Tom Brady going to.
Well, I did it on my podcast.
Yeah. Well, Tank, you can listen. We're just gonna kind of go from here to there.
Well, here's what I wanted to ask you. You guys
What?
just went into lockdown last night. So now you're just as restricted as we are here in L.A. So how does it feel to be joining the part of the lockdown queens?
Does it really change anything for you?
Well, not really. At least laundromats are one of the things that are open.
That was my next question.
Yeah, but that must be a hell to pay to get your stuff in there. It must be a lot of tight demand.
Do they exercise social distancing, or can you get as close to the people as you want?
No, of course not. I went to a laundromat on. When did I go to laundromat last? I went to a laundromat last Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
And of course, everyone, using up all the fucking machines again.
Yeah. so everything's normal, actually.
Yeah.
They weren't abnormally using up the machines. They were just.
And you must enjoy going to the supermarket, huh, Frank? That must be really fun.
Off the shelves.
It looks like it's been a war zone.
To get into the goddamn supermarket.
Oh yeah, how long do you have to wait in line?
Yeah. I said that's been my biggest challenge is this freaking markets, and just can't find a square to spare.
It's nuts.
Well, I fortunately brought some toilet paper before everything went crazy.
Oh, you did.
That's
Very
good.
smart.
Did you give me my cheese whiz, boy?
What movie's that?
Yeah, Frank? What movie's that clip from?
Did you give me my cheese whiz, boy?
You've all seen it.
You can't remember? You want us to give you a hint? You want a hint?
Did you give me my cheese whiz, boy?
Who's the actor?
I could never tell you the actor.
It's the same movie.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding.
Very good. I knew you'd get it eventually.
Well, Tank would, of course.
Oh, Tank, Brian and I had a question for you. Since you're such a storehouse of knowledge, can you confirm that
Sports Encyclopedia, dude?
Can you confirm that Gerald Ford was the only vice president and president who was never elected by the people?
That is correct.
Yes, Brian, you're right.
Because in '72, Agnew was still on the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Agnew had to resign for something else in '73. So Ford replaced Agnew in '73, and then everything went crazy in '74 for Nixon. It all fell apart. So there's Ford, who became Veep in '73, he's now the president.
Right.
Sort of your accidental president.
Yes.
The accident-prone accidental president.
Yeah, apparently he had a notion of being clumsy.
Well, he had bad news. He was an offensive lineman. What do you expect?
I know, but he's still an athlete, and people think athletes are very coordinated.
University of Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan.
Yeah, but he had bad knees, so going up and down those stairs was a little tough for him.
So him and Tom Brady are alumni.
You gotta have understanding. I mean, he's been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He was a good player too, wasn't he? He was all Big Ten.
He was American, I think.
He was all American, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Senator, well-respected senator on the Warren Commission.
He must have been a bull. No, he was a House.
Covering up the Kennedy assassination. Yeah, he's part of that.
He was in the House, I remember.
Uh-huh. He was in the House?
Yeah, when he was promoted, right?
No, he was in the Senate.
Tank, what was he?
No, I think he was well, I know when he was on the Warren Commission, he was in Congress.
Oh, okay.
Well, we could look it up. I know he was. I didn't know he was a senator. I thought he was in the House.
Maybe I'm mistaken, gentlemen. Yeah, I'll look it up.
He might have been in the House.
Yeah, I was referred to as Representative Gerald Ford,
which is unusual. Usually, the people that become presidents are coming from the Senate, at least in recent history.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this might
not
be
from the House.
Before that,
well, keep in mind, I didn't have a traditional path to the presidency.
What's that?
He didn't exactly have the most traditional path to the presidency.
No.
And and 76, he had a tough time getting the nomination back.
Right, he had to fight it out with Reagan, and Reagan. The interesting thing was that Reagan ran in that there was a ticket that had Reagan on it from the Independent Party, and Reagan's running mate was the same guy that was Ford's running mate. And that's really weird if you look that up. It was Dole.
Oh, he was the House Minority Leader. Yeah, you're right. He's the House and leader of the House Republican Conference. Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So he's a big guy in the House.
He's a big guy in the House. Yeah, I am
for the Republicans. He's like the minority whip or something.
Totally mistaken. That's right. But he was big in the House. That's right.
Is it called a whip? Whatever. Yeah.
Well, he's also the head of it too.
Yeah. So
the chair.
Anyway, he barely loses the election, and then that's the end of him.
He's born in Omaha, Nebraska.
But he was a nice guy. I liked Ford. He seemed like a nice guy.
Yale Law School.
And Yale. He's smart. He was smart.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he had that stumble where he said that thing about Eastern Europe.
Well, that was understandable. I mean, also, who was the gal who tried to shoot him? He was a target of assassination once.
Squeaky Fromm.
Squeaky.
Yeah.
Squeaky, yeah.
Wait,
what
weren't there two? Was there two?
2 attempts on him?
Because there was Squeaky Fromm, and then wasn't there Sarah Jane?
But when you have a name like Squeaky Fromm, I guess that kind of sticks out.
It was Lynette Squeaky Fromm, but I thought Sarah Jane Miller or someone named Sarah Jane something.
Karen Ann Quinlan.
No, Sarah Jane Miller, I think, tried to shoot him too. Maybe I'm hallucinating or imagining it, but
no, I think you're right. He was there. 2 attempts on him, I think.
I think they resented the fact that he wasn't elected.
Sarah Jane Moore on
yes.
September 22nd, 1975.
Wow.
I knew that.
So, 2 attempts on his life. Gee, why weren't there 3?
He's unkillable.
Yeah.
He was like he was like Inspector Clouseau, you know?
Oh.
You remember that? The guy's always trying to get rid of him and he can never get rid of him.
Yeah, Squeaky Fromm, the other one. Yeah.
That's the joke.
Yeah. So, Tank, you can, you just have more time on your hands to
corn to beef
to become a better chef.
Yeah, to cook.
Why don't you put together?
Dogs in your toaster.
Why don't you put together a cookbook and publish it?
Maybe one day.
There we go.
Yeah.
So we've gotten this far into the show. We haven't said a word about Tom Brady yet. And Mark, in a text back and forth with him on Friday, was just beside himself that this was occurring.
Yeah,
he was denying it up until this
moment. It's like watching the fall of the Roman Empire and a little bit of a time compressed.
To say he was beside himself is an exaggeration. Is not.
He wanted to get paid, and he's finally getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't the Patriots pay him?
He's getting paid.
Because the 43-year-old man's not worth $50 million. I'm sorry.
He's just not worth what he thinks he's worth.
No, but the Buccaneers are stupid and foolish enough to pay him.
Yeah, but you know what? The Patriots, I guess they must have given him a pretty sweet deal because you would think all that the years of service at under market value prices would build up some goodwill, and they might, just to cap his career off, keep him, just like the Lakers did with Kobe.
Yeah, but look what it did to the Lakers.
Yeah, but the Patriots, with as long as Bill Belichick, they're a cold-hearted organization.
That's right.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
They don't, you're 100% right. They don't do that.
Yeah.
So
it's like the Devils with when they had Lou Lamoriello running the show.
Oh.
They eventually let Martin Brodeur spend a year with St. Louis Blues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he didn't do much. He was only played in 10 games, and then he was released.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a pretty significant. Yeah, it's just a statement about Tom Brady's diminishing skills. So,
or his age. His skills aren't bad. I don't.
Yeah, I just don't know what he brings to Tampa Bay. I mean, that's another thing. I think we're looking at 9 or 10 wins, probably.
Well, he's going to bring you nothing but sadness.
But Tampa Bay's used to sadness.
Well, except in 2003.
Disappointed, I believe.
So you're going to get them all worked up and then lose in the first round or something?
That's still pretty if they make the first round.
Yeah, but there's an extra team, and we get 2 extra teams in the playoffs now. So
well, was their defense halfway decent? I mean, they're going to fix that, don't they?
No, they were 25th in defense.
Yeah, so this
and
is
believe it or
not,
not, the Patriots were number 1.
Yeah, Brady was winning a lot of low-scoring games.
I actually think the biggest loss of this week is Kyle Van Noy.
Mm-hmm. What happened? Is he just a free agent? Is he?
Brady's not going to turn the ball over.
So who's the quarterback for New England now?
God only knows. They haven't signed one yet.
Well, looking at what's available, is it going to be Joe Flacco?
Oh God! Don't do that, man. That's not going to solve any problems.
Or the redheaded stepchild from
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
Somebody was saying Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton. I heard that. Yeah.
What do you think, Ted?
They're bringing another old quarterback.
He's a dandy, Andy Dalton. Dandy, do or die. When the game is on the line, he'll fail each and every time. Oh, he's a dandy, Andy Dalton, losing every big game. When the game is on the line, he'll throw an interception. That is the Andy Dalton way.
Wow.
Well, what the hell is supposed to do, you moron?
Who else could they pull from here?
Cam Newton.
Oh God, we had that last. Cam Newton. He's done. Yeah, he's like a car that you just can't do anything with.
That's like getting a car that's like they're like burnt out his engine on the 400th mile of the Indianapolis 500.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not much tread left in that tire.
I think it might be
what happens to
bad year for them.
What happens to Jameis?
Yeah, Jameis. Can we do it? They do a wife swap where they get Jameis.
Sounds so unsavory.
Oh my God! I mean, the first quarterback to go 30-30, and that's not a good thing.
I don't think putting him with Belichick's going to work. It's just not a good fit.
No.
He'll melt down under Belichick.
But Jameis, did you know that Tampa Bay with him, despite that, was the number 1 passing team?
They had the most yards.
The problem with Jameis Winston last year was he threw 30 interceptions.
Yeah, but the coach is great.
Oh yeah.
Everything else was fine except the 30 interceptions.
That coach was part of your coaching staff.
Somebody pointed out. Somebody pointed out that who was it? Manning, Peyton threw like 27 his rookie year.
That's right.
That was his rookie
year, though.
That was his rookie year.
Jameis is not a rookie.
Not his 4th year. I mean,
he should be much more responsible with the rock. He's not. He's an irresponsible guy.
He's just good at stealing crab legs.
I mean, at a certain point, those interceptions have to go away, and it doesn't seem to be going away.
No. Yeah, so I guess you really have to be creative to think of a good fill-in for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
They probably got some kid there, don't they?
Get Peyton Manning out of retirement. Can they do that? No, his neck probably wouldn't allow that.
You know, it'd be better, Tebow.
Oh, Tim Tebow?
Tebow.
Yeah, go to a real running offense.
Hail Mary.
God.
All right. Well,
you're talking about Flacco. I remember one time somebody mentioned Flacco or something, and I said, I posted up on the site. I said, "Here's Joe Flacco's resume: 1, won a Super Bowl; 2, blank; 3, blank; 4, blank, etc."
He's part of there is a category of quarterbacks like that who just won Super Bowls and never did anything else, like Mark Rippon.
Oh, Mark Rippon was fantastic.
He was fantastic that year, but it never happened after that.
But the year before and the year after, he was good too. But he was exceptionally good that year.
He was good.
He was good for about a 5-year period.
So he was good longer than Joe Flacco. He has his moments. I mean, he's not been a total loss.
Yeah, he
Same
did.
idea.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of comparable.
Rippon had a Joe Flacco career. Sure, that's I never thought of it that way before, but that sounds reasonable.
And what about the other one is Jeff Hostetler? Did he win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, with
the
Giants.
Actually.
Yeah, that's right. He did.
Yeah, I liked him. He was a good, solid player.
Dilfer, that's the one that.
Dilfer was in the right place.
Out of nowhere and back to nowhere.
That's the guy that was the guy that did it for the Ravens, right? In 2000
or was it?
Yeah.
When they beat the Giants. The first
Tampa
time.
Bay.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay?
No, Tampa Bay was Brad Johnson. Right? Brad Johnson.
Yeah, Brad Johnson. Yeah.
Brad Johnson. Yeah.
That's another.
He was actually
That's
a pretty
another
good
guy
one.
that was.
There's some real quarterbacks real mediocre quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning the second time.
Well,
that's the scoreboard.
Is Peyton Manning the second time was a little better than Tom Brady last year, basically.
Tom Brady against the Rams.
Tom Brady against the Rams. That was very comparable.
That was a pretty flaccid performance.
Yeah, it was just good enough.
Flaccid Flacco.
Didn't make any
Flacco
mistakes.
flaccid, yeah.
Just had a better team with him.
A Mexican soccer player.
Even name a Super Bowl wasn't spectacular at all.
Oh,
got it done.
Mm-hmm. But
I don't think the offense scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
That was actually a joke that he won Super Bowl MVP. Matt Snell should have been the MVP.
Oh yeah.
Well, they wanted Joe Namath to get it, and Joe Namath had plenty of other good. I mean, he was a terrific quarterback for a while. So
it's not racist at all. No,
wasn't he? I think. I think there's no question he was a high quality quarterback.
Joe Namath.
Yeah.
Well, he's in pantyhose, yeah.
Did you like Joe Namath?
I think he might be the most overrated quarterback in the history of the NFL.
Thank you.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Look at the career numbers. They're not good.
They're not good.
So
he really had that. He had that moment, and he had a couple of decent seasons, and that was about it.
I guess I remember him getting hurt all the time. He had those bad knees, but people always talked about him as a great player. He had a great name, Joe Namath.
Yeah, that's a sturdy name.
It's a nice name for an athlete, and a good image. I mean, kind of a pleasing image.
Well, yeah. As I say, as a man could look with pantyhose, and that's.
But yeah, so I don't.
He pulled it off.
Remember
I mean, I'm saying he pulled it off too. So it worked
because it was obviously designed to turn women on.
Yeah. Well, and I guess other men too. Some men.
What?
Don't run out of this game.
Men who wear pantyhose.
Yeah, or men who like to look at men wearing pantyhose.
This game will be
we don't have a Joe. We don't have a Joe Namath clip though.
No, we don't.
But we have a Joe Brown clip. Do you want to play that?
Joe Brown.
Yeah. Tank, do you know who Joe Brown is?
The judge?
No, he's the father of the guy that was the owner of the Pirates, Joe L. Brown.
Oh, wait.
And he was also an ex-baseball player who became a famous actor. And he was in Some Like It Hot.
All right, I saw your post on it.
Yeah, find the Some Like It Hot. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't think we were going.
Yeah, he was like an actor in the 30s and 40s, and he's very funny. He was in the movie.
The only Joe Brown I know is the TV judge.
Oh, well, that's Roy. That's Roy Bean.
No,
I know who you
mean. He was like the black counterpart to Judge Judy.
Yeah, listen to this clip. This is funny.
You don't want me, Sugar. I'm a liar and a phony. A saxophone player. One of those no-good-nicks you keep running away from.
I know, every time.
Sugar, do yourself a favor. Go
Yeah,
back to
let
where the
them roll so
millionaires
hot.
are. The sweet end of the lollipop, not the coleslaw in the face, the old socks, and the squeezed-out tube of toothpaste.
That's right, pour it on. Talk me out of it.
God.
I called Mama. She was so happy she cried. She wants you to have her wedding gown. It's white lace.
Yeah, that's good. I can't get married in your mother's dress. She and I, we are not built the same way.
We can have it all.
Yeah, no, you don't. I'm good. I'm good on level with you. We can't get married at all.
Why not?
Well, in the first place, I'm not a natural blonde.
Doesn't matter.
I smoke. I smoke all the time.
I don't care.
Well, I have a terrible past. For 3 years now, I've been living with a saxophone player.
I forgive you.
I can never have children.
We can adopt some.
But you don't understand.
Oh, I think he does.
I'm a man.
Well, nobody's perfect.
There we go. The end, exactly. They knew exactly what they were getting out there. Jesus, hidden
You
message.
say I'm a saxophone player and no good Nick.
I can't have children. We can get around that.
Yeah, no problem. I can still stick it up your cute little Tony Curtis.
Imagine like going on a blind date with a woman that had a chin like that. You have a heart attack.
I mean, how could you not tell? I know.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you see the Adam's apple going up and down, that's another telltale sign.
Oh my, yeah.
I think, did we lose Tank?
No, we got Tank.
Oh, okay.
Well, he was woke before everyone knew what woke was, I guess.
He was a what?
Well put.
He was a what?
He was woke before anyone even knew what woke was.
Woke?
Woke. Oh, Chab Dog doesn't know what woke means. He's not, which means he's not woke. But how do
you
you
explain
define
that?
woke?
What does that mean?
Tank, can you take a run of that?
That means that basically, if you're hetero, you would date a transgender person because you recognize that someone who's transgender is, even though they're still a man, now is a woman, and you accept them as a woman and view them as a woman. And then that's among one of the things that makes woke.
It means you're attracted to the transsexual's original sex?
No.
Well, I have it all screwed up then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, that's what woke people do. Woke people are the ones that basically feel that Bruce Jenner is a hero. And if you don't think that Bruce Jenner is a hero, you should be you're a bad person.
Oh, that is so well put.
Why is he a hero? Because he had the courage to change his to become a woman,
to transition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Woke is woke means that everything they do and everything they think about is in a political correct term.
Oh. Well, okay. So that's why it has to do with the way that the film ended with saying it's okay.
Like the woke people.
Doesn't matter.
That Colin Kaepernick is
Kaepernick.
Jesus Christ, basically, for lack of a better word.
Well,
Colin Kaepernick sacrificed his career for others to fight.
Yeah, it's filling the deity. Yeah, climb up on the cross.
Okay, well, we just learned a new term of art.
Those are like the woke The woke people.
The woke people.
Yeah.
So woke.
I've been awoken to the wokes.
Hey, Frank,
woke people are going to be vegans and think that if you're not a vegan, you should die.
Oh yeah. Like we're talking the extreme.
Woke person is like Joaquin Rivers going after saying that no one should ever eat dairy again, and if you eat dairy, you should die. It's like really crazy. The woke congressperson that everyone loves is the gang there, the crew, and the favorite congressperson of all the woke people is AOC.
Yeah, AOC and the squad. Yeah, he's talking about the squad.
So basically, what AOC is, she's woke.
She's Bernie's like a conservative to her.
Okay.
She's so woke.
Hey, Brandon, did you hear this one?
Yeah. What's that?
A friend of mine posted, no Astros have been infected by the coronavirus. They saw the signs coming before anyone else.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. They're great at seeing signs. Yeah. They probably sold other stocks too right before the crash.
I thought that was legal. Cannot senators trade on insider information? I thought that.
I didn't know that senators could do that.
Can Congress people and senators trade on inside information?
They passed a law that they can. You can't touch us, yan poo poo.
Yeah, I thought.
Well,
one of the guys said,
that's just bullshit.
I don't disagree, but
one of the guys said simply, maybe it's okay, but it's not a good look.
It's unethical. Whether it's illegal or not is another story. Of course, they could always have their own. The Congress could always have their own rules that were fair. They don't have to try to benefit themselves like this.
I remember a few years ago, I heard that this.
I guess
is illegal.
it's just
they could trade on it.
It's just the problem is that they're constantly coming into they're constantly exposed to inside stuff that we don't know about
all the time.
And so it would be just too restrictive for them to be not trading on it.
Of course.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually... I thought it was illegal. I thought for years. I was naively believed that this kind of behavior was illegal.
They've tried to make it illegal, but every time they do, it doesn't get past Congress.
Yeah, it's bipartisan opposition to anything that would hurt them.
Yeah, like it comes down to they're also party to many private transactions as well, where they're purchasing different parcels of real estate or making different investments.
Remember
all kinds of private companies as well. Mm-hmm. What's that, Tank?
Remember the house banking scandal?
Yes. We had the Keating Five.
The cheating Five.
No, this is a little after the Keating Five.
Oh, okay. Which banking scandal? We've had a few.
This was like Dan Rostenkowski.
Oh, Rostenkowski.
Dan Rostenkowski.
Yeah.
Yeah, chairman of the House of Ways and Means, I think.
At one time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would get get a check from his district,
and
he'd go out and buy a stamp, and he'd keep the change. So to get like a $20,000 check, he buys
that change can add up, right?
Huh.
He was from the great state of Illinois in the tradition of all the corrupt politicians that have come from that place.
Yeah,
like Blagodowski. What's that guy's name? Blagowski. I can't even pronounce it.
Bogdanovich.
Blago.
Yeah.
And Mayor Daley. Of course, Abe Lincoln is
Honest Abe.
Honest Abe comes from Illinois. Is there a corrupt Abe?
He was born in Indiana, though. Was he born in Indiana?
No.
Kentucky. He was born in Kentucky.
Kentucky. Thank you. He was born in Kentucky.
Oh, but he represented Illinois in Congress
later. Yes. But yeah. So they could have been all. He was honest because he was from Kentucky.
Yeah.
I mean, the HAL 9000 computer was from Illinois as well. Now that we're talking about liars and sheep.
But Illinois, and of course Obama's from Illinois.
He's from Kenya.
From Illinois by way of Kenya.
Sure. By way of Honolulu somehow.
Oh, so where were we? Well, talking about political corruption.
Let's have sex.
Or, here we are.
It comes from China.
Yeah, so there was controversy this week when we changed the terminology from all kinds of other words to coronavirus, or China virus, to coronavirus to China virus.
Oh. It comes from China.
We've used China before, and it hasn't been so scandalous.
Ooh, little China virus.
Yeah.
Little China virus.
Well, turn that into a good song.
What David Bowie sung about?
Yeah, China Girl.
It's not racist at all,
babe,
no.
just you shut your mouth.
It's not racist at all, no. Not at all.
Yeah, not at all.
My
I
China
get it.
Girl.
I don't get it. The reporters have no fucking brains. He's not talking about Chinese Americans.
Yeah, he's talking about the
He's
origin.
not talking
I'll
about the
give
Chinese
you
people.
television.
He's talking about the
Give
Chinese
you eyes
government.
of blue. I'll give you a man the right to rule the world. And when I get excited, my little China girl says, "Oh, baby, just you shut your mouth." That was great. That was great. And there was a movie, The China Syndrome. What was that all? Why did they call it the China Syndrome? Because the
Tank knows this one.
It was gonna. Okay.
Tank?
I'm sure you know, Tank.
Is that when that was the movie about the nuclear meltdown that was going through the
Yeah. Yeah. So that's just
the
about
Earth crust that they thought was going to blow up China.
because in the opposite side of the world
Would
is
melt
China.
through the entire planet and show up in China. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if that was, God forbid, if we were to have a problem.
God save her red Chinese. Jane Fonda. If you had her way, Jane Fonda would want to. Jane Fonda is basically the originator. I mean, you'd all be living like this today. One we get is only our labor,
That would be
living with no freedom. As Jane,
That would be a way to get back at them. You know?
Party.
Jane?
No, we could.
This is the perfect thing. This
we
is what
could-
they want. This
something
is
bad could
what
happen here,
they
and it
want.
could melt
The
through the
isolation.
core and go right to China.
Living like peasants is what they've always dreamed of.
Yep.
Mm.
They all live like the North
Especially
Vietnamese.
Bobby Fightan. Peasants.
Can I see the clips we loaded for this show?
Are the luckiest peasants in the
I'll
world.
bring back something. Jog my memory about something.
Here, I got something for you. Hang on.
You want to play? Okay, I have an idea of something to play.
Like Chinese. Got that?
What is that?
Get that?
I like that. I like the nice, had like a Woody beat to it.
What was that? What was that from,
That
Brian?
was Monty Python song called "I Like Chinese."
Oh,
Monty Python. That's a great. They're funny as hell. Did you ever see this? You want to play him the The Exorcist one?
Oh, okay.
This is pretty funny.
Yeah, this is a take.
Did you ever see this take of The Exorcist? Listen to this. Love that music. Remember that music?
Sets the scene.
Fathers, I'm so glad you could come. Excuse the stain on the rug.
Yes. That's quite all right, my child. Have faith. This is Brother Chloris.
How do you do, brother?
Wait Where's your faith, Father?
It's in the car. I'm going to get it.
That's Richard Pryor.
Where is she?
She did that to you?
Lorraine Newman did a great job in this. The bed's shaking.
She could set.
It's snowing.
Be gone.
Wow, that's something, Father.
Yes. You see, I told you we had nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about.
Let's talk to the child.
Yes, you talk to her.
So bad.
Smell.
That looks like the drawers in my
Did you do
parents'
that, little
house.
girl?
You mustn't listen to anything she has to say.
I'm not listening.
You're a liar and a cheat and a child molester. You French kiss your dog in the mouth.
The bed. Stop the bed.
Stop the bed.
The bed must be on the floor.
The bed must be on the floor. The bed must be on the floor. The bed.
Throw some holy water on her, please.
The bed is on my foot. The bed is on my foot. The bed is on my foot. Oh, Father, the bed is on my foot.
You must continue, Father.
Oh,
You must rest.
you must rest. The bed is on my foot.
Oh, Father Chorus, I'm ever so hungry. Couldn't you give me some pea soup? It's right over there.
The bed is on my foot.
Jeepers, I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you, little girl. Thank you. Woo! You're such a nice little girl. I know it all the time.
Thank you.
Here's your pea soup. Maybe now we can be friends, huh?
That's
what do
right.
you say?
Sucker.
I love the Reagan voice.
Oh, Father Chorus, I'm ever so sorry. Let's make up. Here, have a flower.
Oh, what a sweet gesture. You're a sweet little girl.
Jive turkey.
I have faith. I have faith. You're such a little girl.
Your mother eats kitty litter.
Got the look now.
What?
Your mama eats kitty litter.
Don't nobody talk about my mama.
Father!
What?
Father, what are you doing?
I'm
She's
trying
just
to
an
kill her.
innocent.
What you mean? My mama. Father.
Oh, Father, thank goodness you're here. He was hurting me.
Yes.
I'm okay. You say something else about my mama.
She's such an innocent child.
Your mother sews socks that smell.
What did you say, little girl?
Your mama sews socks that smell.
Father, please, Father, let me help you.
It's one of the rare times they're actually funny.
Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
God.
Lorraine Newman, yeah.
We have our own Exorcist clip, soundbite. Have you heard that? This is good. Listen to this.
Oh, I just took it down this morning, too.
What?
Well, it's in the list here somewhere.
You can never lose that one. That's one of your best ones.
I thought it was pretty graphic, actually.
I like it. It's short and sweet. Not too sweet. It's pretty nasty. Can you do just a search for Reagan?
Oh, you're close here.
Oh no, that's not that one.
All right.
Well, it was really good.
Yeah, it was.
And
play this instead.
I don't know. We still have Tank on? Are you still there? Oh, okay. Did you see any Saturday Night Live recently? Has there been anything good on that? I would think there's a lot of material.
I have not watched Saturday Night Live in years.
And there wasn't a show on last night.
There wasn't even a show on?
No, because it's not live. Because they can't have fucking live performances on stage.
Right. You can't.
Hundreds of people.
Well, they could have a live for one person.
The cameraman.
I mean, the show must go on, man.
That's right,
baby. That's the worst part is that we're just losing all of our entertainment options.
Oh.
I mean, for God's sakes. You can't see sports on your television, except if it's old sports.
And who wants to watch those?
De Blasio says, "Life is better now."
Life is better now. Here it is.
Get your cock up her ass, you motherfucking cocksucker.
My wife has 9 jobs.
Did you hear that, Brian?
But she's got 23 pensions. She gets $1 trillion.
I'm doing a lot of singing in this show.
Like Marx and Mao, I am fully in charge. De Blasio in New York.
Get your cock up her ass, you motherfucking cocksucker.
There's the real Reagan.
De Blasio.
That was Reagan.
When he dies, he's gonna have like the put himself in wax like Lenin.
Dies.
And every New Yorker must visit him every day.
I think De Blasio is the Antichrist. He's not going to die.
How could he possibly get reelected? He's not actually popular, is he?
Reelected? He already got reelected. He can't get elected again because he's termed out.
Huh. Oh. Well,
The AOC crew. The AOC crew thinks he's the greatest mayor of all time.
Yeah.
Well, next day
he seems like a real prostitute. You know, he'll just say anything for a vote.
No, he's worse than
And of course, the media.
He's
the media just like holds him on pedestal.
Hey, Frank, I got a question for you. New Jersey ranks nationally as one of the most peaceful states in the Union in terms of a very low homicide rate, and yet the city of Newark has one of the highest homicide rates in the nation. How do we explain the discrepancy?
Because that's Newark.
But that's part of New Jersey.
That's just Newark. Newark's
So
Newark's got
how does Newark differ from the rest of New Jersey?
Most of Newark's homicides all come from one area.
Oh yeah,
Newark is a sanctuary city for murderers.
The south and the east part of Newark, is that where we're?
Yeah, the south south ward is really bad.
Oh, south and the west.
And you know what?
Yes.
One time, the Chadwick actually might. Yeah, I don't know if you saw this new show that HBO is peddling. The Plot to Destroy America.
What's it called?
The Plot to Destroy America.
No, I don't get HBO, so that's why I wouldn't.
All right, well, it's a make-believe show. It's an alternate reality show. And the alternate reality is this, that in 1940, Charles Lindbergh runs and wins the presidency and becomes makes America partners and sympathetic and a member of the Axis powers.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's sympathetic to Hitler.
Yeah. Interesting.
And this family on there that's a Jewish family is scared of Charles Lindbergh becoming president.
I bet.
And they actually live in Newark.
Oh.
In what is known as the Weequahic section.
Uh-huh.
And that in the 1940s, early 1940s, 30s, Weequahic section of Newark was where all the Jews lived.
Oh.
Well, over the next 20 years, that became the black area of Newark, and then it became the gang area of Newark.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where all the murders happen now.
Okay.
Are there any Hispanic?
Is the Weequahic section.
Any Hispanic people?
And what happens basically the Weequahic section is they built a highway in the 50s. The I-78. They built a couple of highways. I-78. They built the New Jersey Parkway, the Garden State Parkway.
What's that?
And it cut off this area of Newark.
Because we're about to end the show.
Like this wall of traffic, like highways.
We'll have them say hello.
And it became a really economically depressed area. And that's where everything went to shit.
Got you on speakerphone, Mark. Uh-huh.
Well, that's interesting.
So, I mean, it's bad. You have Chancellor Avenue, Weequahic. I mean, it's really bad. I mean, this is the type of area that you shouldn't drive unless you live there. You shouldn't even go there.
Frank, we have a special guest that want to say hello to you.
Yeah, special caller at the end of the show.
Mark, you're a little late.
I'm sorry I couldn't wake up earlier.
Yeah.
I will be early next week because the coronavirus has gotten everything now. My boss wanted me to take a
Here's a story of a quarterback who wanted to get paid many, many bucks, but the Patriots refused to honor his wishes to make him even richer. So he said that he was going to leave and took his 6 rings down south. That's the way he became a pirate. And that's why we have Brady on the Bucs, Brady on the Bucs, Brady on the Bucs. That's the way we got Tom Brady on the Bucs.
I just want to know that Dan Marino did play. Bye, Rhonda. Tampa Bay. I mean, Dan Marino did play for the Dolphins and retired with the Dolphins. Just remember, he retired a ringless bastard.
I can't even hear him. I can't hear him. He's off in the distance somewhere.
All he has is some.
Is he in a quarantine box?
Yeah, Mark is kind of muffled.
He's on my cell phone.
Is he on a submarine?
Yeah, Mark, you sound like you're in a submarine.
No, it's you're on my cell phone. Try again. Call back.
So, Mark.
Well, hold on.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna end this.
That's it.
Yeah, Mark, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Well, I want you to answer this question. Are you? You must be really devastated to find out that Tom Brady is now a butt pirate. I mean, a buck pirate.
At first, it was so shocked and started watching the old Super Bowl videos.
All 6 of them.
And then I got mad when I heard someone say Julian Edelman wants to go to Tampa Bay. So then I just said, forget it. I already made my peace with it anyways. It was the best ride you could ever have. It's like, banging Marilyn Monroe 6 times. You know what I mean? We won 6 times, so fuck everyone. And Tom Brady is not going to win without Bill Belichick, because I was a Patriots season ticket holder long before Brady came. And they suck, because they had fucking Rod Ross, and Dick McPherson, and a bunch of shithead coaches, and they still got the best coach in the league. So guess what, Frank? Patriots is still going to win the division. Still going to win the Super Bowl.
I think Frank is gasping for air right now.
In Rocky Rock.
Who's the next quarterback?
They're going to win their throwback jerseys with the old Buccaneer on it. And they're going to be Tampa Bay sucking is.
Mark, who's going to be the quarterback for the Patriots this next year?
Yeah, who's your quarterback?
Right now, Jared Stidham.
Jared the Stiff Stidham. Tank, do you like him? Do you like Jared Stidham?
If Jared Stidham is quarterback for the Patriots this year, it's going to be a long year in New England.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't even hear him. It's 2 o'clock.
Well, we got to go because we're running up on the end of the show. So.
All right. No. He only came on for the second half. He was busy cooking corned beef in the first.
We're gonna play a song and we'll have you on next week, Mark.
Yeah, with no cabbage. Yeah, but we can carry it over.
What are the song? What can we play? You want to play Shakedown Street?
We'll play Shakedown Street.
All right.
All right, see you guys next week.
All right.
Thank you, Tank.
Thank you, Brian Keller from Sports Rock, Tank, Frank Fleming from Sports Encyclopedia, Mark Caruso from Massachusetts.
Boston, Massachusetts.
We'll get you on for the whole show next
Where are you
time.
these days, Mark?
I'll talk to you guys next week.
All right.
Thank you, Brian.
Do some moving and shaking, please. But be safe. Keep your social distance. 6 feet. And thank you for another great show. We're still on. Chab Dog Sports Talk goes. The legend and show lives on. All right, Mark. Go enjoy your concubine quarantine, okay? Yes. Okay. All right. We miss you. We just. I'm on a very tight schedule today. I gotta go. Okay. Thank you for calling in. All right.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye.
Thank you very much, buddy.
Wow, we got a lot in. Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, I hope you have a great next week, and take a deep breath. I'm sure it's going to be a wild ride, like it always seems to be.
You can reassure people a little more than that.
All right. It'll be all right. I think we'll find
We'll be back. We'll get to next Sunday. We'll talk about
my dad tells me we will find a cure for this soon, and it's curing itself anyway, right? It's slowing down in China. That's what I see. Yeah, and then when it slows down, we'll all wonder why we had to go through this, but I guess we just have to. Yeah. The death rate, I know, the fatality rate is now below 1%. What did you get? Okay. Yeah, get it to 0.5 and move on from there.
All right. You can join my class action suit against the country of China. I'm going to file to
Eric's contemplating
legal action. Join my class action suit, everybody.
Chabner Law bet winner, the best in business, Best of Beach 2020 award from the Easy Reader magazine for business attorneys.
The Chinese government is quaking in its boots.
When we get involved in a case, things start to happen.
They read the Easy Readers.
All right. Check that out at ChabnerLaw.com, and we're out of here. Thank you for listening.
I just stopped because I wanna say